Welcome everyone to Sitting on the Couch with the Comedy Convicts. My name is Sharonda Jacobs, and this is
Keith Look Around Morris.
And that's
Big Sid.
So today our topic would be about life after death. How different ways that people grieve and
Coping with it.
coping with the grief.
Oh shit, my baby ain't never heard no
What the hell you jump for, fool? And it's like a lot of people understand that people deal with death different ways. And that's a lot of things we hear. We have a special guest tonight. She lost her husband about a year ago. Miss Tuesday. She's sitting over here. And we're glad to have her on the panel tonight.
Pretty she wanna be. That's right.
She is here trying to get this big.
No, I'm not. I'm just giving her. I like to see beautiful women. That's all.
I like to see beautiful women too.
Yeah, I acknowledge beautiful women when I see them.
But the good thing about it is, ain't nothing we can do with them.
Okay, so with grief, people always want to tell people how to grieve, but nobody can tell you how long to grieve or how to grieve. I feel like as long as you don't get stuck in it, then you're okay.
But a lot of people do. They get so depressed they don't even come out of it, and then next thing you know, they die.
Yeah. But some people die from a lonely heart.
Yeah.
It depends on like how long you've been married. Like you could be married to somebody for 50 years, and then that person die. I don't care if y'all argue, fight all the time or whatever, but when that person go away, you still sad.
You know, it's funny you said that because I just recently lost my dad in 2021.
Oh.
And it fucked me up real bad because that was my daddy.
Yeah.
But I noticed, like, my mama didn't shed no tear, right? Like, the fuck's wrong with you, mama? But I got up to use the bathroom one time, and there she was in that motherfucker booing like a motherfucker.
So it's like this with me. Like, I lost my parents back to back. My biological parents back to back. My mom died, then my dad died. My dad never walked past my mom's casket. He came through the back of the funeral home to the side, and he sat in the back of the funeral home. He never looked at her in the casket. When I lost my sister, that hurt me worse than losing my parents. And I still grieve a lot for my sister. You know, I grieve for my parents all the time because people don't understand when you lose your parents, that's like, it be your right and your left side. But when you lose your sibling, it's like your back just got blew out. Yeah. So people don't realize that. I guess because you and your sibling have that bond.
Yeah, well, I lost my grandmother in 2004. And the thing about it was, and see the bad thing about that was, she saved my life. Because I had an accident the day she died.
Oh, wow. And
it was a trip, two semi-trucks hit my Acura. And I went a 360 turn. One hit me, then the other one hit me. Bow! And I just got up and it seemed like my grandmother just snatched me out. You know? And it's like you miss her, but you're like, damn, my grandma just saved me. Because you feel, you see her spirit. You see me. And a lot of people don't believe spirits are true.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, definitely.
They're there. And they're there to protect you, not to harm you. And a lot of people be like, oh, I don't never want to see a spirit. No, they're there for a reason.
When I lost my son in 2006, my bad, he was 11 years old. Had an enlarged heart for a whole year. All I can picture is him laying down, taking his last breath.
Wow.
And I'd be driving and it was just, it took us a while. Like I said, I lost my marriage behind it. Because everything, of course, was my fault for playing football. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So.
But that happens. A lot of people, like you said, we all grieve different. Miss Tuesday, now I know you're still going through the process. But how are you coping with it since, your husband passed away? And if everybody don't know who her husband is, it was D. Militant.
Yeah.
One of my colleagues I came up with for over 30-some years.
I'm still processing the loss of Daryl. See, what makes his death different from a lot of other people, he did a lot of work. He was on television, he was on the radio. The day that he passed away December 5th, 2021. That day, I left the hospital after they called his death time. And I turned on the radio. He came on the radio.
Wow, man.
And
that's unusual.
And it was funny because Daryl told me that he was going to haunt me. Okay. And so after that, I started seeing him on TV.
Yeah.
He started popping up in places.
Oh, wow.
And so his favorite number, his lucky number was 17. Every time the alarm would go off or something, 17 would pop up, 17. Everything was like 17. Doctor's appointments for my daughter, they would just randomly call, hey, we have your daughter scheduled for such 17th. And I'm like, what? You know, so I'm like, D, really?
Let me go.
Can you knock it off, please? You know? And then most recently, he was on that Kevin Hart, what is it? Right to Offend? That show Kevin Hart did. Daryl was all through that show.
Okay.
And all of that was like pre-recorded footage.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So, and then Guy Tori's show, that Fat Tuesday,
Yeah.
D popped up in that. Lunel sent me a video. She said, here's your baby. And I looked at the text and it's D. And I'm like, I can't not see him. I can't not feel him, you know. But the process, I feel like for me, we were together for 14 years. We have a 12-year-old. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. The pain that you feel, you cannot describe.
Right.
True.
You know, and I feel like now with comedians, it's been a lot of deaths back to back to back to back. Yeah. Comedy has been hit hard.
Yeah.
Usually it's singers, it's always rappers.
Right.
But when the comedians start dying, I personally feel like, you know, that's the laughter that the world needs.
Right.
Gone.
And it's so funny because, like you said, we lost David Arnold 2 weeks ago. And I didn't know how big David Arnold was in the industry.
Okay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This
Right.
boy had big belts under him. He never bragged about it.
I know, I wrote down.
I'm still grieving because me and David Arnold was friends.
Wow.
You know, it's a certain way that a lot of people come about, oh man, how do you feel? I feel I lost a brother in the comedy business. Because you got some comics that don't give a jack shit about you and they play that false ass game. Now, we don't have to see, like Sid, I don't have to see Sid in 5, 6, 7 years. No matter how big he get in the industry, but as long as he still treat me as Keith Morris,
Right.
then I know he's a respectable brother. And that's how David and D was one of the guys that got me to do the BET award show, the warm-up. When they first did the award show, nobody knew about the first one. They came back with the bullshit one. But we had the first one. And when you got friends like that, and I can call, hey man, I got a show. Or hey Keith, I got a show. It ain't this much money, but would you do it? Yeah, you my homie.
I remember when I first met D. Militant, I was maybe a year in the game. Mm-hmm. And we was at Marv, we was doing Marv's show. And as I was doing my comedy, he could tell I was nervous because I kept walking down. He said, man, stay your ass still, man. I said, well, I'm just trying to get, he said, nigga, you nervous.
Yeah.
He said, stay your ass still and deliver your shit. And that was the first time I met D. You know, talked to him after that. He gave me some good advice, and I never seen him again. And
it's just like AJ. It's like the AJ, you know.
Right.
No matter how much we didn't see each other, but when we see each other, it's like, nigga, we still brothers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's one thing about the industry. Nobody owes us nothing in this business. Nobody.
That's in this world, though.
But we just said in the
Yeah,
comedy
in that business,
because
yeah.
everybody think because you make it,
you got to
you
pull
pull
me
Pull the other
me
person
up.
up.
You know, and that's what things people don't understand. You got to pull your own self up. I mean, it's cool when somebody say, hey, man, I got a role for you. Appreciate that. But nobody really owes you nothing. But deep down inside, it's like, man, we came up together. Why you can't help me out, you know? But that's why you still had them good brothers in the business. Or say, hey, man, I got an extra for you. You know, so you lose people like that.
Yeah, true.
Speaking of AJ, I remember when AJ got in the car. When they found out he was dead, Peanut had a car wreck that same day.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about.
And I remember him calling me. I won't talk about the conversation, but I remember him calling me and telling me he was in a car wreck. And then I felt kind of bad because he was on his way to my house, so I felt kind of bad for him.
But that's the thing that I told you when my grandmother passed away.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's what made me think about it.
And
yeah.
it's like, you know, it's something to let you know, hey, change your life. Because I was a badass person. Change your life. You know, and I really started guiding into the movie part of the life. You know, okay, now I want to be a producer. I want to be a director. I'm already a comedian. So I started really changing. Yeah, I started changing
You a
my
comedian?
life. No, I'm not a comedian. I'm an entertainer.
Okay.
This is my
Thank
silly
you for
ass
the
manager.
clarification.
Thank you.
This is my silly ass manager. She don't know what she has.
Sharonda!
Sharonda!
But you know what though? But just to kind of piggyback on what you were saying, like, yeah, no one owes you anything in comedy. But what I can say, that my husband, he was known for, was when he was producing BET's Comic View. If he knew you were doing stand-up, he made sure he got you on that show.
That's true.
He put a lot of people on that are like major players in the game right now. And then, in addition to that, he wanted to make sure that black comedy was preserved. That's why he wrote that book, Black Comedians on Black Comedy, because it covered our history in comedy. And Cold Black, they got the rights for the book to then do a documentary called Why We Laugh. And that documentary was picked up by Showtime at the Sundance Film Festival in 2009. And that also displayed urban comedians in a particular light that, yes, we do contribute. We do add to the body of comedy.
And see, right now,
Is that your coping mechanism to deal with this?
That's the only way I'll be able to get through this is with comedy. Because without it takes me away from Daryl.
And like I met Tuesday when we was in Palm Springs, and she like, I'm Dee Milton's wife, and I'm a comedian. I'm like, hey, you got to get back on stage because it hurts when you're not on stage. You got to talk about it. You got to open back yourself life up. You know, just like me, I can get on stage and talk about my grandmother, how she raised us, and that'll bring my heart as an opening, like, yes, you know. But when you lock it inside, you like, I'm depressed, I ain't got nobody to talk to, and I understand comedy is an open avenue for everything. It'll hurt when you first start because it's like, how can I make people laugh off of my grandmother or my dad when they freshly passed away? You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it takes time to develop that material, but once you learn it, he's going to guide Tuesday into being funnier. And I'm going to help. Sharonda helps. Sid helps. Whoever there that helps, because we know the pain you go through when you just have a freshly death. I mean, 5 years is still fresh.
Oh, yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
5 years of death is still fresh. And people don't understand that. It's like, how long your mom...
I don't think it is no years.
No, it's not. Because you cannot, just like when the kids got killed on the street, you can't tell that mother she'll be okay.
No.
Oh,
but people do that, and that's, you know what, I wish that people would learn, people have to be taught what to say to people when they're grieving.
Yeah.
Because there's no time frame that, you know, I'm going to be better, I'm going to be over it, because I'm never going to get over it.
So this is my advice to everybody when they lose somebody. I tell them, look, and I know this from experience, the empty void would always be there, but that pain gets lighter.
Yeah.
The pain will get lighter, but that empty void would always be there. So you got to fill it with laughter and even the bad times of the person that you lost. The month of July and August, I was hit back to back with like about 7 deaths. We was burying one and another one was buried. Another one was
yeah, and that's sad because it's like, to me it seemed like ever since this COVID came, we are dying faster than anything.
Well, they wasn't dying from
No, I'm just
COVID.
saying.
I'm
just saying.
COVID took a lot of people out.
And it's like,
but that was the plan, though.
Yeah,
I know.
And it's still taking people out, but it's silent taking them out now. You know, because they're not talking about it no more.
True. Wow.
You get what I'm saying?
So that's like I researched. Me and somebody was on the phone talking, and we were talking about the AIDS. And so we were talking about when AIDS came out. But AIDS was actually out in the 70s, but they didn't make it public until the 80s.
To the 80s.
No, to the 80s. To the 80s. I mean, Eddie Murphy started talking about it first.
Yeah.
And what was that, Delirious?
Yes.
I think he started talking about it. And then everybody started getting aware of it. But when they really made it publicized was in the 80s. And that's something because you mean to tell me, dog, during the 70s, AIDS was there, but nobody
talks about it because
they were dying of cancer.
It wasn't a black thing. It wasn't a white thing. It was a black thing. So when black things happen, they don't talk about it. when Rock Hudson died,
That's AIDS.
that's when it got publicized. Because Rock Hudson was the biggest woman lover, but he was a homosexual behind closed doors.
He used women as a beard.
But he wasn't a woman lover. He didn't love women.
No, in the movie industry, they put all these women
because
in
he
him.
was handsome.
Yeah, so
They pushed him as a
And when he
sex
married
symbol.
to Elizabeth Taylor.
yeah,
But see, so he used women. He used women as a beard, as a cover up.
as
You
a
know,
cover
the cover up.
up. So like you say, just like right now,
Guys.
just like right
Oh, it's a
now.
whole bunch of
in
them.
Hollywood.
Oh, not
like-
just in Hollywood, all over the world.
Yeah, it's just like right
I would
now.
like
You don't
that.
hear the monkeypox no more.
I would like
Barely
to
hear
marry
it.
a gay guy.
You know what I'm saying,
Have
Fred?
my hair done and my makeup done on a regular basis.
We can go shop. I just told the girls that I
my.
said we can go shopping together. Give me a
Well, me
give me a
personally-
cross dresser.
I will be your mustache.
Give me a cross dresser.
Well, me
I already know
personally-
he love to go shopping. We gonna be shopping.
Look, me personally, I'm a lesbian. Me personally,
You and Drake, huh?
I'm a lesbian. Me personally, and I know we talk about grieving and stuff, but I know my man is kind of grieving too because he just found out he got diabetes. He said shit ain't.
But you know what? I don't.
He said he got this strap off. So I have my condolences with you, my brother.
Was it a funeral for that? You got a little coffin?
Now that's some funny shit.
Sugar D.
You know what? I can't even come back on that shit. And that's so fucked up because I'm a comedian.
Your shit is dead and no working no more.
I ain't got no comeback.
Hold on, I got you. You work at the county. They couldn't save you.
No, he had to work for the state.
Those little young girls. Listen, all those little young girls and his little sugar babies could not get it up
I ain't
right.
got no comeback. Okay, put it this way.
No.
Put it one way.
I got some sugar babies for you. Oh, I know that it's working though. I heard about
I'm
you.
60 years old and my shit's still working.
It's my dog. My dog.
Now I don't give a damn what the doctors say.
He's the fucking
So
dog.
how many penis shots are you injecting in there?
Hey, but this
You
was
just
so
tell us the
funny.
truth. You got a penis shot. Oh, you got the pump. You got the pump.
And me personally,
Which one you
right? I know this man is a comedic genius. So for him to come in on Thursday and make a joke, and the shit was funny as a motherfucker. I was like,
it was fresh, you know,
wow,
because
and he should have made it.
No,
and it was
when he got out of the hospital, we talked.
Yeah.
And I told him everything. He said, the doctor told me the same thing. I said, I know.
Because see, it's like, I didn't know what's so bad. I didn't know my sugar was high.
Wow.
You know, and I just thought.
That's messing with all them the young girls. You
I
know, they
start
say
feeling-
girls
no,
are
that's
sugar and
drinking all- that's
spice.
drinking all that
You know,
sugar.
they say
Sugar.
girls are made of sugar and spice and everything.
Wait, hold on. This show will be on breathing. Y'all ain't breathing on my thunder, bitch.
Apparently, that's the briefing right now.
And
This
hired at the county, and you've been
this
working there for
is
37.
called
You've been working there for 37 years, and they couldn't save your
They
penis.
couldn't save me. They
Damn,
couldn't save me.
that's fucked up.
But
You
the
need
thing
to do
about
that.
it is, I saved myself. I got off the metformin. I got off the heart shit they tried to give me and want me to take, and I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, we
And
gonna
honest to
leave it.
God, I'm good.
We gonna leave it at that.
And I
we
ain't
gonna
gonna
leave
prove
it
it
at
to
that.
none of y'all on this
And
panel.
we don't want to be proof. We don't want no proof.
Okay, we don't. No proof.
I don't need no old ran down diggling.
But people got to
Damn.
But people,
Shut down.
Right down.
but people got to realize, diabetes is no joke.
Oh, it ain't no joke.
No, it's
And
not.
Diabetes do a job on
And
you.
it's no
Diabetes,
joke.
you'll get something
Because-
amputated.
But the thing
messing
about it
around
is,
with
you know,
diabetes.
when they did my whole body thing, they made sure that I can feel.
Yeah, they
You know,
yeah, the
I had no
system.
numbness in my legs.
Well, that's
I mean, I
good.
went through a whole transition that I've never been through in my life. 'Cause I'm not.
Did it scare you?
Yeah, I thought I was dead. I almost died. If I wouldn't went to the doctor that
You could have went
night,
into a coma, a sugar
I was
coma.
gonna say I would have died. But God has a plan for me, so I wasn't ready to go.
Right.
You know, and that's why I tell people, we got to, when you know you good, God give you that second, third chance, whatever, you better change your fucking life.
I know for women, I was reading up on diabetes. It can cause women to have yeast infections a lot when they pH
So you
is up
start, your
because
biscuits start growing.
they start in the oven.
Your biscuits start growing. I came back.
That's what he said.
Yeah, it was funny. You know what?
It was funny.
He over there laughing. Don't be laughing at
You
what
laughed
he
at him when he
said.
said my shit wouldn't
So
get
that's
up.
different.
No, it ain't.
Yes, it is.
Nobody want no disinfecting coochie.
I didn't say I had yeast infection. I said I read up on it.
Hey,
It can cause a lot of female problems for a female having diabetes. I just
And nobody
didn't know
understands that. And it's
You
like,
know?
I would have never thought, as soon as I turned
My Gucci
60,
itch, I just-
as soon as I turned 60, that I get sick, you know?
You wasn't sick before
I've
then?
never been sick in my life. It was
But that's the
first-
turning point for
Old
anybody,
age.
though.
Old age.
But it's not just 60. It's whatever
Yeah.
age it
Yeah,
is.
and
because we all have an expiration date.
Yes.
And as we
Yeah,
get
we
closer
do.
to it,
Yeah. But it's
that's
so,
when our body starts to let us know.
But it's so funny because when the doctor called me 2 weeks ago,
Let me see your toenails, because we can tell how good somebody healthy
he
is from their
said, "You can
toenails.
see my fingernail, they're good."
No, I
He
didn't
said,
see your toenails.
he said
No,
my
the
toenails
toe.
You
too.
might didn't wash your feet today.
No, y'all want to see my shit.
Oh.
Look, but it's like when you
but-
find out that you got this shit, and they tell you how to control it and how that you can reverse it, they don't even want you to redo that shit.
I know.
Wow.
The fucking doctors
I
don't
know.
even want you to do
I
that
know they
shit.
don't.
Because that's
They
not
don't.
the point.
They want the medication in you, and it's bullshit.
Because the medication, going into your system, breaks down what the body does.
Does.
The body will heal
Your
itself.
body is
That's the way
made
we
to
build.
heal on
Yeah.
sickness.
We are built to heal ourselves.
That's why when I was young, my mother never took me to the hospital. We was on remedies, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That grandmama remedies.
Yeah.
That
Get some of
shit-
that chicken and soup and shit.
Yeah.
No,
You know?
get you some whiskey, lemon, and honey.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Drink
all
that
that.
shit, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember I used to drink so much whiskey, lemon, and honey.
But your body heals itself, and a lot of people
It
don't
does.
understand that. And that's why I say these doctors, I don't know why people believe in these doctors.
Well, see, you have
Get you
to
some
get-
3 6s.
If you get any medication that
Six,
says
six.
antibiotics, that's letting you know it's antibiotics.
Yeah.
You need to be putting probiotics into your
Wow.
system.
That's true.
Anti-
That's true.
That's
Takes
never
away.
good.
It takes away.
Right.
As soon as it says anti on anything, that's never good. That's always bad.
Now, when D had cancer,
Mm-hmm.
what year did he find out he had it? And how long did it take him to break his body down? Because my auntie had it, it broke her down bad. I mean,
In
So-
2017, we found a tumor.
oh, okay.
And the crazy thing about it was the size of the tumor. They said, oh yeah, we can remove it. It's not a problem. But I feel like once they cut
Oh,
you
the
and
air.
go in there,
It messes
that's
you all up.
the air, the
you
the
all up.
elements, you're opened
Yeah.
up. You're exposed to everything.
Everything, it messes you up.
And
And that's real.
I feel like that's
We got
the
him.
turning point.
We got him.
Now, because he had bladder cancer, and I want to say that doctors sometimes say some of the most ignorant shit, and the doctor said, oh, you got the good kind of cancer. People don't die from bladder cancer.
Wow.
What is bladder cancer?
Okay.
Is it your blood?
It's
No, but what is it? I mean, I know it's
What's
in your
the
bladder.
symptom and-
What? I mean, is it you stop urinating like the sugar?
you
Because
start,
oh,
yeah,
my
you start
fucking
having
God.
the blockage, you start having the issues.
Man,
But the
every
thing
2
was,
seconds I was peeing.
yeah. And it was painful and it was all uncomfortable. The thing was, though, we were trying to monitor how the cancer was growing and where it was going.
Yeah.
Once the cancer penetrated the muscles
It-
and got into his kidney,
that was
Oh no.
that's where he
That's
started
where,
his
that's where you're
decline.
hearing that in your kidneys.
That's where he started his
Yeah.
decline. We went to Florida, we went to Arizona. We were doing all of these treatments and all of these different, seeing all these different doctors, second, third, fourth, opinions.
and everybody got a different opinion.
And everybody was saying something different. A doctor was saying, you know what, you need to drink straight cranberry juice, straight beet juice, straight celery juice. D had high blood pressure also. Okay, so there's a doctor telling him you need to drink straight grapefruit juice.
Wow.
I'm not a doctor,
That's
but
a lot
I
of
know
sugar. That's a lot of
you
sugar.
do not mix grapefruit juice and high blood pressure medicine.
No.
That'll kill
Really?
you right there.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you don't mix those two.
Wow.
he was like thinking, okay, I'm at farmer's market, okay? I'm at the farmer's market like faithfully. I had a farmer's market Monday through Sunday, going to get the fresh fruit and vegetables so I could juice everything so he could just drink that and get the vitamins and nutrients into his system. Then he started having more issues because the medications mixed with certain things.
Breaking it down,
you can't do that. You know, you have to do a all natural diet and not have meds in your system.
Now, what's his name? The one that they killed?
Dr. Sebi?
Dr. Sebi.
Yeah,
That
Dr.
man,
Sebi.
and see, a lot of people didn't want to believe what his natural herbs was about.
Right.
And it's still here. And, people
And we
don't realize-
we followed a lot of his teachings, and we did a lot of his remedies where I felt like D had certain days where it was better.
Yeah, he felt better.
He felt better.
some of the stuff
Today
he
was a
took.
good day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there were days when he couldn't move, he couldn't do anything. But then there was days where he was up and he was cracking jokes and he was writing and he was doing stuff. So I could tell if it was a health day, he was going to be okay.
Yeah.
It was when he had to take medication. And I'm talking about, there was so many meds. When I had to go through his bathroom cabinet to get rid of I got rid of more than 25 bottles of medication.
That's too much.
How can your body function
It can't.
with all of that? Now, I'm not saying he was taking all of those, but in combinations, it was all of those meds. That's a problem.
That's what they told me. Take a double dose of your metformin. Oh, okay. I took 2. I start feeling sick.
Mm-hmm.
I start feeling sick. I'm telling you, man. I know my body.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in this body for 60 years.
And that's what I tell people. Listen to your body.
And I know when that medicine that told me don't take this shit no more, my mind said leave this shit alone. I left it alone. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So when I take my blood is always normal. It's never high. It's always fucking normal. And I told the doctor, he's like, what are you doing? Keep it up. But keep taking this heart medicine. Hey, you lost your fucking mind. I don't need that shit either.
But see, that's what they told
We're gonna need
D.
some heart medicine.
That's what they told D to take that medicine. They told him, a doctor asked him, like, how are you feeling today? And he said, you know what? I'm feeling good, you know. And he said, okay. He said, well, you know what? Don't listen to your body.
Yeah, that's what they tell you, man.
What?
They are
That's what I said.
trained.
There is so many doctors that will give you bad information. They are insensitive. They have no compassion. They are looking at you as either a number,
It's about money.
a
about
paycheck. They're looking. You're not a person anymore.
See, we are guinea pigs when it comes to medication and doctors.
Well, if you look at it, doctors are practicing.
Yes, every doctor practices on
And that's a practice.
You know, and that's why I
What
tell
is your
people.
doctor? He has a practice. He has his own practice. What is that telling you?
He's
They're practicing.
They're trying to figure out this medication.
That's
good
not
for
a
you,
doctor.
But they can tell him, okay, well, this one you take this because it did work good on him, but it may not work good on him.
And we're all individuals.
Yeah.
So how can you lump us into one group and say this group of people are functioning on this med?
That's why they pay you to do these researches.
Uh-huh.
You know, oh, we'll give you $1,500.
No, 3,500, 4,000.
for a week, for 7 days, 14 days, or something.
Depending
like that.
on what it is.
Now, see, my dad died from cancer, but he had to have his stomach removed. His sister had to have her stomach removed, and his brother. So the doctor told me, we were standing outside, and my dad was throwing up blood. I said, we about to go back upstairs to the doctor. And the doctor was like, oh, he'll be okay. Once he get his chemo and radiation.
Yeah, see, they don't care.
I started seeing my dad pop up when he got chemo and radiation with like boils and stuff
Yeah,
like
'cause
that.
your
And I was
body-
busting his boils or putting hot rags on it, trying to ease his pain and stuff.
Yeah, you can't.
So-
with the,
I got something you can bust.
What they say?
Let me tell you something.
What they say up
We
top.
do this all the
Now,
time.
I'm finna go there. So,
Tuesday, we do this all the time.
Sharonda unleashed the beast.
I'm about to, so, but I can't because that's Darlene's husband. If that was Darlene's fiance, I'd tell your ass to stop
Okay, but
it.
see, the thing
No,
about
but
it
you know
is,
what?
like,
No, I just wanted to say when you were talking about chemo and radiation, Daryl had chemo, he had radiation,
Wow.
he had BCG.
Oh,
And to me, all of that thrown in on a person, I knew that there wasn't going to be a good outcome.
And that's how it was my dad. He only lived, I think, a month getting that stuff. But I remember my dad was dark-skinned. Well, he was black. And he started getting blacker.
Oh, my grandmother said she not going through it.
And it was like,
She wasn't going to let nobody cut on her.
No, but
That's my dad said.
Yeah, but see, you say that until it's like you're in a situation where you want to live. You want to live.
My grandma was 96 years old. She said,
I mean, but see, that, she done did her
She
thing.
said, I'm done. She said, I'm not letting them cut on me.
Yeah.
I'm going to let my body take its course.
Wow.
Everybody was there for my grandmother no matter what. And when my mother called me at work, she said, what are you doing? I said, I know already. Wow. I said, I know already. But my grandmother was that close to me. I know already.
So Tuesday, what do you do like to get by during the days now? How do you like
cope with it.
Yeah, cope with it.
Well, first I
pull out that magic wand.
Okay. All right. I hate you. And you're broken. And so, just so you know.
You ever seen those spaghetti noodles when you break them up and they be like this long?
Hey, y'all give me that meat. I gotta come back on y'all.
Okay, noodle. That is.
Wait, no, seriously.
A couple noodle. Okay.
A serious moment right now.
No, serious right now. No, this is what happened. I couldn't live in the house that Dee and I were in.
So you moved?
So I moved into our rental property. Daryl never lived there. He was never
so his
there.
Body spirit was never there.
So I didn't feel him moving in there. Even though there's stuff of his there, that's different. In the other house that we lived in, he had his office, and it was just so much of Daryl at that house. Sometimes I thought I heard him. Sometimes I thought I saw him walking through that,
No, you didn't hear him. You did. That's
well,
real.
but you know what I'm saying? But I couldn't deal with it. I couldn't deal with that. So what I've been doing is trying to complete some of his projects.
Yeah.
That's been the goal, is to complete some of his projects.
Okay, now me and Tuesday talk, because we're comedians. She was telling me that Daryl left a project on the table, and it's out there, and it's almost about to be picked up soon. And what's the name of it again?
The working title is Pool Dude.
Pool Dude. So it's in hands of people.
Right.
So, and it's Dee Militant's film, you guys. So when it comes out, it may change the name, but once the name changes, we'll let y'all know. Because when people buy your movie, they want to change their fucking name to what they want it to be.
They want to change
what it's called.
They want to change some of the lines too.
Yeah, no, but that's what they pay you for. So nothing we can do about that. But we want to let them know when this Pool guy come out, whatever the new name will be. We're gonna let you know it's Dee Militant's film.
Yeah.
It's not their film. It's Dee Militant's film. His work, his hard work writing before he died.
Wow.
And I will promote that. And I will let everybody know this is not New Line's film. This is not so-and-so's film. This is Dee Militant's film. Just like David Arnold. When David Arnold's projects come out, people got to let people know this is not their film. This is David Arnold's film.
Right.
Because we live through our work.
Right.
And if we don't let people know that's our work, how can we live through it? Or they say, New Line bought this movie. That was a good movie. But you don't know who's the man behind it, or the woman behind it, or the kid behind it.
So,
why are you patting on me like I'm dead?
On this show?
Something is dead.
Pat more to the left. Pat more to the left.
Y'all can treat
we're winding down
no time. Winding time, so we normally everybody say something last word, but we're gonna start off with our guest today. So you said
that's fine.
Tuesdays.
Just close out the show.
Okay, I just wanted to say that with grief, take your time. and process each part of the stages and do you in it. Don't let anybody tell you how long you should grieve. Don't let anybody give you a time limit.
That's right.
If they don't want to hear about what you're going through,
Get the fuck on away
get
from
a
me.
professional. Join a grief group.
Right.
Talk to people who understand what you're going through. At this point, with so many male comedians passing, I would love to start the
Spouses.
Widows of Comedy.
Yeah.
And, you know, when the women are ready, I have a list of women that I would love to kind of meet up with and talk to.
Yeah. Because it's
You're not-
never ending.
I'm not a spouse, but
It's
I'll be a
never
support
ending.
system.
Yes.
And I want to
thank
shoot
you.
them. I want to shoot the film.
No, I have that contract already. Sit
So
back.
you
Sit back.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Y'all
Okay.
go. I go.
I'm Keith Morris, you guys. I like to say, like Tuesday say, can nobody tell you how long? I lost my daddy in 1966. I was 4 years
That was the
old.
year I was born.
My grandmother died in 2004. My mom is still alive. She's 84. So I don't know how I feel to lose a mom yet. My mother lost her father and her mother within a year and a half. So it's a lot of pain there still. You know, it's gonna be pain. I still miss my grandmother from now, and it's always gonna be tragedy in my life because that was that woman that kept the family together. You get what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people out there don't understand. That's why I don't understand how families be hating each other when you are supposed to be together. So, like I say, grieve long as you want to, because it's a never-ending time.
Oh, miss my goldfish. Miss my goldfish so much.
I can't
with him today.
I can't process.
Not falling in.
This is Big Said, you guys. He lost his goldfish.
Hey, say take you instead. You know how people jump in the gas. Take me instead of my gold.
But like I say, this is our show. We have a good time. We have a bad time. We always have a good time on the fucking Comedy Convict couch. What is it called?
I don't even know. But no, on the real though, thank you for coming
Yes.
again. 2 weeks. You nailed it twice in a row.
Yes.
You need to come back again for next week. We need to put her on the panel.
Well, she can come.
I
if
would
you want.
You
love that.
You got to
Ain't
open.
nobody but
There's
Sharonda
no-
and me.
Yeah, because these raggedy ass other convicts.
I ain't saying nothing because
I'm gonna say it. Them raggedy ass niggas, they ain't worth shit.
Well, I ain't a convict. They say I'm not a convict.
No, you're not an original convict.
I'm not a original convict. I'm not either.
But you work for $300.
You know what? I'm gonna get my fat ass
Hey, y'all don't even get a bottle of water.
I love we got 30. Are we done?
Oh, Sharonda got to say something.
Say close. You close
I'm
the
good.
show.
Oh,
Close the show.
damn, I just forgot what I was
Comedy Convict.
Oh yeah, thank you for watching and listening to the Comedy Convicts show.
Next week, y'all. Stay tuned next week.
Y'all don't even get a bottle
Okay.
of water.
Thank y'all for listening to the Comedy Convicts on the couch with Sharonda, Big Sid, and Keith Looking Around Morris, and our special guest Tuesday.
Hey,
And Tuesday about to be a regular guest.
And then y'all gotta
A
bring
reoccurring guest.
and then y'all gotta bring your own security.
You know
You gotta
what?
be
Let me
thirsty
put on
when
my
you get
hat.
you gotta be thirsty when you get up there.
And I'm not gonna let y'all sit on this panel and talk about my little donkey.
Shrivel dick.
He knows how to throttle.
Sun-dried tomato.
He knows how to ride
Let it show,
when he
let it
needs
show.
to ride.
This
So
show
I
is-
heard.